Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett and happy 4th of July to all of you that celebrate. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. Alongside me today, back again. This is not his first time. This is in fact his second time on Say Hey Plays. It's my guy Nick. Nick, how are you doing?
Good, Jose. Good. Doing well. Thanks for having me back.
Yes, of course. The rave reviews came in. They said 5 stars on Nick. 5 stars. Bring him back. So we had to do it.
Fantastic. Yeah,
All right.
great.
Well,
I'm happy to be here.
no, I'm very happy you're here. Maybe you'll be my remedy here. I've been a little Jekyll and Hyde recently, like, kind of like some of our favorite pitchers on off on off. Good
Yeah.
day 2 days ago, bad day yesterday, maybe a good day today. Let's find out. It's a 4th of July, a short card because we are in fact starting at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. So got I think it's 8 games, 7 games left. So it's gonna be a good card at least. So hope everyone's having a 4th of July, a good 4th of July, and maybe while you're barbecuing right now, you put us on the TV and we're all just hanging out, man. We're all at the barbecue together. This is it. We're all cracking some brews with the boys, talking ball. There's no better way to do it. There you go. Thank you, Nick. Right
Yeah.
on cue. All right, Nick. So let's officially get into it. It's almost there, Nick. We're almost there. It's gonna be a special week. Not this week, but next week. But let's officially get into it. Say Hey Plays 89. Say Hey Plays 89 officially underway. I have written down the date for Say Hey Plays 100. I do know the date of it. I don't know what I'm going to do up for it yet. I'm still thinking about it. I would love suggestions.
Wow.
But Say Hey Plays 100 officially within touching distance. And welcome to Say Hey Plays 89 to begin with, though. So let's start off by talking about this Dodgers. Giants Diamondbacks game. I got the Dodgers a little bit in my head, I guess. That's not even one of my plays. I just like the Dodgers, I guess. But maybe it's a telling sign. Who knows? But Giants Diamondbacks here. We've got Madison Bumgarner versus Carlos Rodon. Battle of lefties. Two interesting lefties to say the least. Two lefties I'm really out on. To truthfully, I'm not a Carlos Rodon guy. I've never really backed him in many situations this
Sure.
whole year, really. Even
Yeah.
when he was hot, it wasn't my cup of tea. Bumgarner is always a head case. I love the whenever Bumgarner, like, an error happens or some unearned run gets on base,
Yeah.
just starts throwing cock shots, and he's just like, whatever, man, unearned, doesn't matter, and he just gives up the runs. I think it's hilarious every time.
Yeah.
He's cashing those checks. I hope Mason Saunders is enjoying himself. His last 2 starts versus the Padres was back to back against the Padres, actually. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 4K, 3 walks last time out. And, that had to be a better start than his previous start, the 4 hit. I can't even say it. 4 inning, 9 hits. There we go. 6 runs, 4 earned there. So 5Ks. And it was a tough start for him. Both teams in the lower 20s against lefties in the last 2 weeks. The Giants against lefties, we kind of know their story. Ultimately, this was a pass game to me because minus 190. Honestly, earlier in the year, this would probably have been closer to minus 250. And I probably would have said, like, oh, maybe the Diamondbacks there. But now it's starting to come a little bit down to life with Rodon and everything. So I had to pass on this game, unfortunately.
Yeah. We all know Mad Bum. He is the ultimate. If he's not into it, you're gonna know right off the bat, and it gets ugly quickly. We even know he'll pull himself out of games or sit and kind of pout, but he is kind of a bulldog when he wants to be. I am not a big Rodon backer, and I'll tell you, like, I don't know who can back the Giants at 192 right now. I mean, after what they just got, they just got shelled by a pretty good Chicago White Sox team, a team that I think at the beginning of the season, a team that I thought was going to compete for the pennant, and still could. Chicago could, and then I think here the only play is the under. I think that you could definitely play under 8 or even take the bullpens out of it completely and play the under first 5.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. It'd probably be first five for me, just because those, like you mentioned, the bullpens are heart attack inducing, to say the least. Right now it's at a 4 minus 120 for me on Bovada. That'd be my only play in this game. So I agree wholeheartedly there. By the
Yeah.
way, games in progress right now. We can just mention real quick. Cubs up 1-0 on the Brewers. 1-0. Bottom five. Where was that last I should say a couple days ago for the fucking Pirates? Both of these teams I'm realizing both these teams just faced my favorite teams in the Red Sox and Pirates. So
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. And by the way, no Pirates today. So I was like, what the hell? We're not no Pirates today
Nothing
on
to bet on.
America's Day with America's team, the Pirates? What are we doing?
They're recovered. They're still in recovery from from a rough season and a rough series in Milwaukee. So.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I went 2-4 yesterday. Two of those bets obviously were on the Pirates. Brandon Woodruff, he's been hot. He's been hot since he came back. So be careful for him. They got shut out by the Corbin Burns Woodruff law firm. So
yeah, I mean,
I'll accept that. I'll accept that as a Pirates fan.
Yeah, and really, as as playing the Brewers, that's all you can really take away from it, is because they're not going to necessarily out hit you all that often. So, but Pirates got a lot of good young talent. They got that kid who's small forward size playing shortstop.
Yep, my baby boy O'Neal, NL Rookie of the Year. That's if Mackenzie Gore, that asshole, just stops pitching well, damn it. Him and Nolan Gorman, just relax, guys. Let my guy O'Neal catch up a little more. Next game on our slate, we've got Mets Reds. An interesting game because it's a good pitching matchup. At least when Hunter Green's on, it's a good pitching matchup. When Hunter Green's not on, he turns into a high-speed home run hitting machine there. He's obviously, I think he still leads the league in home runs against, and we all know why. When you throw 102, it's pretty easy to square that up and hit it back at you. But Taijuan Walker, he's been pitching rather well as well. He struggled in the beginning of the season, some injuries here and there, and he's come back 7 1/3, 4 hits, no earned runs, 3 Ks, 2 walks against the Astros. That's very solid as well. And then Miami, 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks. It'll take that every time from a 4th, 5th starter in Taijuan Walker and in a healthy rotation. So I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. I think the Mets are the World Series team from this NL league. I think it'll be a fun watch. It's honestly them or the Braves for me, and I think it's electric that they're in the same division. It's going to be very fun to see what happens there. So I'm excited for that. It's very crazy to say that the Dodgers aren't even in my top 2 in the NL anymore. But this is just ultimately another pass game for me. Minus 170 for the Mets. No thanks right now, especially with Walker. High total too, very high.
Yeah, I mean, high total, especially after Cincinnati, I think just played their last 3 games all went under at home, which is rare for Coors East. Hunter, if he's on, is electric, but he's not consistent, and he needs to develop a third pitch. I know we've talked about that a few times in the chat that we're in. Walker has been a stellar 4 or 5. You can call it a 3, 4, 5 really at this point for the Mets. And I agree, the Mets are the team that I think win the NL pennant here. I'm very happy to take the Mets run line here on the road. I think that the bullpen depth here for the Mets is going to matter. Cincinnati, as we know, bullpen is not stellar. Green can give you 3 innings, and then after he gets that second time through the lineup, guys get that timing down on the fastball, and I think the Mets are going to make him pay. I'm laying, run and a half here I got it last night at minus 105. So I do like the Mets run line because you do get 9 at bats with the road team. That's another reason I like that run line even more.
Man, I don't hate that at all. I like the look, and I was on Ballpark Pal just now. I didn't even look at the weather for the Mets or for the Cincinnati, because this is, Cincinnati, they're always a home run hitting park. It's plus 11% more likelihood for home runs today. Yeah. Oh, no, that's actually American Family Field. Hold on. Where's the freaking Great American Ballpark? There we go. Looking for the wrong American. Yes, it's plus 11% here as well. 3-mile-an-hour winds blowing in, 94. So it's a nice hot day for as well. Ron Lofton in the chat saying this seems like they're begging us to take the over or take the under 10. He's on the over there. Jake Valiant joining us. And by the way, Ron Lofton on the under in the D-backs game as well. Under 7.5 there, plus 103. Shout out to Saturated. He's on the no run in the first inning for the last game as well. And by the way, Real Deal Prime, watching the Elvis movie. Give us a review of the Elvis.
I want to see that. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I've heard as well. I've heard it's not bad. So I'd like to hear the Real Deal review. Real Deal reviews from Real Deal Prime.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, so let's talk about this next game here. A little West Coast action. I love this little jumble of the schedule we've got going on. A little West Coast action early. Mariners, Padres, Flexen Minaya. Interesting to say the least here. Because Flexen's been hot. He's been cooking. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, 2 walks against the Orioles. I'll take that if you're the Mariners. And basically the same performance, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, 2 walks at the Angels. You know, if you can get Flexen to go 6 to 5 innings and 3 earned runs, I think the Mariners would be pretty happy with that. Especially, you know, his record is a little deceiving. He has a 4.38 4.32 ERA. So it's not like he's been awful the whole year. 8 losses is kind of down to his offense being a little putrid. And I have a feeling that's going to be like that today because Sean Manaea is a good pitcher in his own right. The Mariners in the last 2 weeks, 10th against lefties, 124 weighted runs created plus. But the number being a 7.5 here makes it seem like maybe Manaea goes out there and dominates. I'm not 100% sure. My lean here, honestly, would be perhaps a Mariners team total. We'll talk it out here. It's probably like a 3.5, maybe a 4 here. I'll look it up here. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this game so far.
So I don't have an official play on this game. I think the Padres, that comeback last night or yesterday against the Dodgers was very big for them. Manaea at home has been sneaky good, especially against some quality opponents. He did shut down the Mets at home. So I do think that there is some value there. He went 7, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. And then against the Diamondbacks, he went 6 with 4 hits and 2 earned. Diamondbacks are, not a necessarily quality opponent, but being at home, I do lean Padres here. I'm not laying 180 there though. I would probably look for, some value. I wouldn't necessarily go run line, maybe look something first 5. The Mariners have played well. Like you said, Flexen is a good starter. He's put up some really good numbers for them when they've needed him. Don't have an official play here, but if I was going to play something, I would probably play Padres first 5.
Interesting. You can get a team total for the Seattle Mariners. 3.5 is plus 110. I wrote it down. Little interested just because of how well they've been hitting lefties. But Manaea is good, guys. Manaea is really good, and it seems like no one hits at Padres Petco Park anymore. No one wants to hit there. I don't know what happened to Slam Diego last year. In my head, that was like a hitter-friendly ballpark, and now it's just routinely like 6, 7.5, 6.5. All these totals are just so freaking low. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's just Pitcher's Park now. I don't get it. I don't understand, but that's not what it is. So those are the things you learn when you're capping the season, full season every day doing these things. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I think the Padres have really fallen off offensively. Has really impacted those numbers.
Well, let's hope that after the All-Star break, Nando Tatis can come back and give them the spark they need. Because though they have a good record, it's not going to be enough without Nando in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting. Everyone will be begging to play the Padres in the playoffs if he does not come back.
Seriously. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I am going to talk about this next game real quick, and I'll just say I don't have anything on it. I think this is the matchups for Game 2 of this doubleheader, Guardians-Tigers, Pinkleton, Fideo. I like calling them Fideo. You could call him Fado as well because not a lot of people have won money backing him. I will admit, I don't want to back him here. The second half of a doubleheader is never, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's never profitable for me, but it's just not a game I want to back. Detroit coming off a 4-1 win, too. I'd probably lean, it seems obvious, but I'd probably go to Guardians, but pass game for me.
Yeah, pass game for me as well. I thought the Guardians were going to bring it early this morning, and they did not. So I am not going to double dip and try to play catch up. So
No, yeah, I do not want to either. It's just so brutal. It's so brutal that you're having to, and even if you wanted to back the Guardians, it's minus 130,
yeah,
and 8.5 to total. So if you wanted a team total against Faedo, you can get a 4.5 at minus 110, but still,
no,
still, it's not a position I want to be in with the Guardians. I'll
yeah,
be
not at all.
honest. Let us know in the chat, as always, what you guys want or what you guys are on, of course, plays and everything in the comments below. I'd love to hear that stuff. And I think a lot of people raving about Justin Steele today.
Throwing it.
Just turned on the game again. Lauer's still out there, 99 pitches in the top of the sixth, and he's one pitch away from getting out of it too. He'll probably come out of the seventh. But yeah, this is a tight game right now as well.
Really
love
is.
watching.
Yeah,
Two
Steele's
lefties.
throwing it.
Two lefties. Love to see lefties doing it. I'm very glad that I didn't even bother with the first couple games in this day. I was like, you know what? I'll let it all pass. Whatever. I'll focus on my games at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did. The only bet I probably would have made within the Red Sox, but that's because I'm biased as shit. So let's move on to the next game here. Cardinals Braves here, and a line that I was really surprised at.
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised to see the Cardinals at minus 177 here.
Yeah.
Truly, I thought it would be a closer line. Kyle Wright has been phenomenal this year. He definitely has starts where he blows up, and that's why I was a little surprised to see it minus 177. Cardinals are a good squad too, but they're 19th against righties last couple of weeks, 97 weighted runs created plus. The Braves are also 9th, 114 against righties. Dakota Hudson, though he has been, he's been well above average. He's not someone that I've been rushing to the window to back. I'm not dying to put money on Dakota Hudson first 5 full game. The over 9.5 as well. The Braves ballpark is hitter friendly, but it's just another indication that makes me feel like, okay, well, this game I think could go over, because if both of these pitchers are as good as I think, I would be leaning towards an under, but I just ultimately nothing that I can really sink my teeth into with this game. And I'm trying to find, here's the weather. There's only 4-mile-an-hour winds blowing out in Atlanta today. So I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. I can see this being a prop friendly game for, Riley and all those guys, but I'm not a big props guy, as you guys all know. So I had to pass on this one as well. I've been saying the last couple of days, I hate passing on half these games, but it's what we got to do. We got to do to make this money. And you got to pass on the games you don't feel like you have an advantage on. So that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, you're definitely saving money by passing on some of these games. So as opposed to having a 13 bet card,
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't love, I don't love a lot here. I think if you're going to play this game, you could see why there's an over line. Right at home has given up 4, 3, 2, and 3 in his last 4 home starts, and that was to the Giants, the Pirates, the A's, and the Phillies, which are not exactly murderers row. So I don't have a side here, but I could see why people would play the over, especially in that hitter friendly park.
Yeah, that little run of earned runs there at home makes you really just think you should just bet the Cardinals team total. Don't even worry about their winning here. You can get a 4 at minus 105. I like that as well.
Yeah, 4 is 4. Yeah, especially if you can get a 4 at minus 105. That's a great number.
All right, so I will write that down as well. We'll see if I make those official. I do only have one official play today that we have not talked about yet, and we'll get to here soon. But maybe we do. Maybe we will have some action on here. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. D. Jenkins, by the way, liking Astros team total, the Padres minus 1.5. Some Blue Jays love as well. as well as liking Rodon and my strikeout props as well.
Yeah.
Royals is the Royals game getting blown right now by the Royals bullpen? Let's find out. I
No,
have not been watching that game.
Hopefully soon, but yeah, Houston is down 5-1, and they're going into the bottom of the fifth right now.
Oh no. Yeah, you're still alive. You have Astros live bets, right?
Yeah, I have Astros money line live, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't hate it. The Royals bullpen is putrid.
It is putrid. So I definitely didn't think I was going to get no hit through 4 innings by the starter for the Royals. So
who was it today?
Heasley.
The Heath, man. He's been pitching shockingly well. I don't know what it is, man. There's just like I don't want to back him whatsoever, but he just keeps pitching well. Keeps doing it. Shocking.
He just gave up 7 to the Rangers.
Hey, he can do that. He's not a good pitcher, but he can get his moments. He's had good starts, but yeah, he's Heasley, man.
Yeah.
That's that guy. I remember there was a start where he was just like 3 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 3 earned runs, and I was like, all right, we can work with this, sure.
Yeah.
And then that's hilarious. But and especially because the Astros are the Astros right now. I lost yesterday on a team total on them. I had a 4.5, and of course it ends at a 4. That was hilarious. It was brutal. I was a very interesting game to say the least there. But I would love to talk about this game here.
Yes.
Because this is my only official play here, and I'm backing the murderer. I'm backing Al. I'm backing my guy. I'm backing Dylan Bundy here. He's my guy here. Al Bundy here, who I learned about recently, Nick, to be honest with you. I learned about the exploits of Al Bundy recently.
I love it.
But I'm on the Minnesota Twins first 5 money line. I got the mat. Let me double check here. At a -105. Truthfully, I wouldn't hate going first 5 full game on this. I think I've got a pitching matchup advantage, truthfully. I think that Bundy is just better than Johnny Cueto, and I don't like the White Sox offense against, this Twins offense. So, just matching it up 1-1 there. And, the shocking stat of all this, Dylan Bundy against the White Sox career, he's 5-0. 5-0 with a 3.46 ERA. That was pretty surprising. He's pitched against them once this year. 1-0, 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 4 Ks. I should have wrote down the date because I didn't write down the date because that I should have checked if that was in his early stretch of dominance or because we know how Dylan Bundy's season's gone. If you guys have been watching the program, it's been early season ace, shit for like 3 weeks, and now he's picked it up a little bit in the last like 2-3 weeks again.
So that was
So and I'm on the money line here. And on top of that, this is a very big matchup for both of these squads division-wise.
Yes.
If the White Sox want to show any signs of life, anything, it's here. They've got to win the series here. I think they're done. I think the Twins, shockingly, are the better ball club.
Yeah.
And so I just picked the better ball club here at a plus money price. So give me the Twins first 5 money line.
I mean, that's definitely fair to say. I mean, Bundy, that was early in the season. That was April 23rd when he shut down the White Sox. And then there you go. Then he proceeded to go to Tampa and give up 9 runs.
I guess that was his last start where he was great. And then just, maybe here we go again. We needs it again here.
I'll tell you, I'm against. I don't know. I'm with the public here, and I'm not on the side. I love runs tonight. I think those bats that they took to San Francisco and beat the Giants to a bloody pulp with are coming home. I think the Twins offense is very real. I think that both these starters may not make it out of the 4th inning. I think we could see a lot of runs very early tonight. I played first 5 over 5. I played full game over 9. I played both team totals over 4.5. I like a lot of runs this evening, which means it'll be a 1-0 game because that's how the day has gone.
I like it. 0-0. The first game ever just ends 0-0.
They just call it 17 innings and no hit baseball. No, I like runs tonight, and I will say you're right. It's a big matchup for the division. Sox are only 4.5 out. I know we're in July, so I mean, we got to start talking about standings. 4.5 in the Central, which is, I mean, kind of a cartoonish division this year. I think it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race that no one's going to talk about, like the NL East race, which is going to dominate headlines. But the Guardians, the White Sox, and the Twins are going to race to this division. So because that's the only division. Yeah,
and it's going to be for a playoff spot. Yeah, like it's good. That's going to be for the playoff spot.
Yeah,
because the Rays, I think the Rays are not going to make the playoff personally, but the Rays are still the Rays. I think they can get their shit together, and they've still got guys coming off the IL, so they can still come back and hold on to that last wild card spot. But yeah, I think you're 100% right, though.
Yeah,
it's 4.5. It's close. If they imagine I think it's probably a 3-game series here. Imagine if they sweep.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, if you like the White Sox here, okay, I'll say this. If you like the White Sox to win this division still,
yeah,
I think this is the last time you can bet them to win the division at a probably decent price. I'm not going to go take the time to look at what their division total or whatever division price would be right now.
Yeah.
But if they go out here and they pitch well and they hit well against the Twins, they can get right back in this division race.
Yeah.
And we'll all look like fools for calling Tony La Russa an old man and he's a shitty or whatever the fuck and he should get fired. Maybe we'll all look stupid. But like I said, I think this White Sox team's done.
I mean, Tony could get fired and they could make the playoffs because of it.
I've been saying this the whole year, and this is kind of like the Warriors Celtics thing for me. I really don't think he's going to get fired. I don't think there's any way he gets fired. I think they're going to ride his I can't forget Reinsdorf. There we go. Reinsdorf is going to just ride it out. He's going to ride it out, and whenever that contract ends is when he'll be gone. Not a moment sooner, and it'll be really funny to watch. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun time. Shout out to Chip Plyler as well, having a fun burn apparently. Love this
burn on 4th of July.
Hey, there you go. Ouroboros, one of my favorite names to say in the chat. Ouroboros. I don't know if I have to say it. I have to say it like I have a mouthful of marbles. It's a lovely time. But shout out to your Ouroboros.
Yeah.
And officially, like I said, Minnesota Twins first 5 money line from you, -105.
There you go. Yeah, check out. We got Basil in here with first 5 under in San Francisco, Arizona. He doesn't think Diamondbacks touch Rodon, so.
Bays, I might. That game starts here soon. I should rush and put that in just for you, CT. But if it's still the game has not popped off by the end of the show, I might add that just for you, CT. I trust you that much. Let's talk about the Blue Jays A's game here. A little cross country road trip for the Blue Jays here. Cole Irvin. Obviously not a name that I am wanting to back here in this A's rotation. I don't think there's anyone in the A's. Well, Montas, I guess. Still a guy I would feel comfortable backing. But Irvin's last 2 appearances, 7 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 home runs, 5 Ks, a walk at the Yankees.
Yeah.
That's kind of to be expected. And then at the Royals, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. It's pretty good for a Royals team that seemingly hits lefties well, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Manoah looked human against the Red Sox. He still pitched well. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned off a home run, 6 Ks, 1 walk. He's not been, dominant Manoah we've seen. So I was a little surprised this wasn't a -300. And I was like, gulp. Looks like I'm going to have to take the A's today, which I'm feeling about the other team we'll talk about next. But I truthfully, the only look here for me was the Blue Jays team total over 4.5 at -115. But the Coliseum is terrifying to take overs in.
Yeah.
Really do not like that at all.
Yeah.
You're looking at it, it's funny. 11-mile-an-hour winds blowing out to right center, but baseball, or should I say, Ballpark Pal saying it's -16% less likelihood for home runs and -7% likelihood for runs today. So that wind's going to be swirling, knocking around balls. This is a pass game for me. The only thing I guess I consider, and maybe if you're feeling ballsy, a first five under for the Oakland A's team total. If you've got team total, first five team totals, I've done that before with Zach Gallen when he was on fire. I took a team total like under 1.5, 2.5, something like that, and it cashed really easily. If you're feeling something like ballsy like that, I wouldn't hate that at all. But this is another pass game for me. I'm going to look up that team total and see. But what are your thoughts on this game?
I think if you are a Jays fan, you need your stud to go out here, and you need him to give you 8 innings of quality baseball, and you need your bats to show up after you got embarrassed at home against the Rays. Jays hit 266 against lefties. Irvine is great at home. Oakland's bullpen is not great. I would lay the 1.5 with the Jays, and I would take the team total 4.5. I think that first five team total you mentioned is a good look because I think Manoah needs to show up here and show that he's a stud. If he doesn't against an anemic Oakland offense, it's going to be an embarrassing road trip for the Blue Jays. I mean, you're 14 games out, and people were touting you as division champions preseason. It's embarrassing, and but I think I would lay with the better bats here, and I know the Jays bullpen is nothing, but I'm basically counting on Manoah to go 8 and give this game to the closer, up 4 or 5 runs and then in the 8th. So that would be my lean.
Yeah, if you're taking this game, you're taking it. If you're taking the Jays, I should say, you're taking it like -2.5.
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy to say.
Right,
-1.5 is -160. And by the way, I think it's hilarious. The books kind of see what we're trying to do with the A's and Manoah here, and they're basically the only playable first 5 team total under is under a half. So he's got to throw a shutout, and it's like plus. I think it was plus 135. I just clicked off of it, and then under 1.5 was -185, and then minus 2.5 was -480.
Oh my god!
So
no chance. No chance.
Yeah, they know. They've got it figured out. It seems like it's. And I will say this: I saw Bays' comment here as well. This game's going to be 1-0 after 5. Long Blue Jays travel. He likes the first 5 under here as well. He put in my man Irvin's home road splits, and there they are.
You're right. They're nasty. Look at that.
Home nasty. 157, road 527. So I don't hate that first 5 under there as well. Could you please did the Jays played yesterday in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So that's you know what? I think is it a 3.5? What is the team first 5 team total here? The first 5 total.
Oh, it's probably 3.5. I don't get first 5 team totals, but it's probably 3.5.
Yeah. So first 5 total is 3.5. Yes, it is 3.5 under at -115. So I'll write that down here, and I'm interested in that. I agree with Bays. Bays is the bats coming off a long ass flight, Toronto to Oakland. I tried to do this the other day with the Yankees from they went from New York to Houston to the Guardians, and then they got the game delayed. So I took the first 5 under in that game.
They smashed.
Yeah, and they got the delay. They fucking got to chill in the hotel, get comfy, and then the next day, of course, they come out and just dominate. But yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So I might make that official here in a second. We'll talk about this last game, and then we'll talk about official plays here. Anything that you're making official in this so far?
No official play here.
Yeah, I figured it's kind of ridiculous to try to play this game. Kind of ridiculous. Yeah. If you're playing aside at least. Let's talk about the last game here. We've got Rockies Dodgers, and it's -290. It's not -300, guys. Sorry, I'm not taking Rockies money line first 5 full game tier today. I think it's funny that these guys are seeing each other basically right against each other again. Both of these pitchers faced these other teams last time out. Urias 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk. Freeman 6 innings, 5 hits. Freeland, I should say, not Freeman. I'm thinking of Freddie. Freeland, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks there, 2 home runs allowed. This is going to sound like the most obvious statement ever, but I think Julio is going to pitch really well today because I think his spin rate's going to come back to normal, not being in Coors and everything. We all know the aerodynamics that involves that. And if you don't, go shout out to my guy Spin Doc on Twitter. He'll tell you all about it. The aerodynamics, I think all of Julio's pitchers are just going to look better. Full Colorado's bats a little more. And Freeland, I think he's going to struggle. I understand that he also gets the same benefit of spin rates and stuff, but I don't know how well it's going to go for him. And the shocking stat or shocking fact of the show, I guess, Colorado last 3 weeks, 139, weighted runs created plus against lefties. That's 5th in the league. We all remember what they did to Kershaw, but that was in Coors. So it's going to be an interesting game. I could see an under here for a Rockies team total if you're going that way, like we mentioned earlier. But I didn't want to play this game either.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's not minus 300 yet, so I'm not betting it right
now. I'll tell you this. When I looked up batting splits and the fact that the Rockies are hitting 298 against lefties, I was absolutely floored.
Yeah.
I knew that they were good against lefties. I did not think they were hitting almost 300 against lefties. I think you're right about Julio at home. I think that will come into play a lot. But I can get first 5 plus a half a run at plus 160 with the Rockies. So that's my play for this game.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's high.
I'm going to take the Rockies plus a half a run for the first 5.
That's super high. I guess it kind of makes sense since it's plus 230, but I don't know. I obviously don't pay attention to the plus a half all that often, but I don't know if I've heard a plus a half that high so far.
Neither have I, and I just felt like I had to bet it. It just seems like a ridiculous number out there. So, and I don't trust the Rockies bullpen at all. So if Freeland can get me through 5, I feel like I have a live shot. So,
yeah, and the first 5 total is 4.5, so it's going to be relatively low scoring.
Yeah.
So you get the benefit of that low volatility, as they say. So if it's a low score plus a half, you get a 0-0, 1-1, whatever. You can cruise through there. By the way, Robert's reminding us that Mucky Betts is back. Shout out to Mucky. By the way, Nick, I'll ask you a question. It's a good question. All the people out there thinking it. This is why the English language is very hard.
Yeah.
If we call Mookie, why is Cookie? So why is his name not Mucky?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I exclusively call him Mucky Betts now.
Yeah. So, Mucky Betts. I like that.
That's
all right. We should ask CT Bays about Christina Bryan. He's a big Christina Bryan fan.
Okay. CT. We'll inbox about Christina Bryan. I'd love to be put on.
No, I like that. The English language is very hard.
Yes, it's a motherfucker, Nick. It is a motherfucker. Let me tell you that. What an interesting show. What an interesting July 4th show we've had here today. It's been fun, Nick. Thank you so much for joining. I caught you in between your travels. I'm very glad I did. That's very fun. You're a worldly traveled man, and I love that I caught you today. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, trying to stay busy, but I appreciate it, Jose. It's great. I love being on the show and big fan of the show. So thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Let's review our plays here, and I'll let you go first because I actually have to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna play. Because truthfully, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays here written down. One that I've made official in the Twins' first 5 money line, and I didn't expect to have many plays. So we'll see here. We'll see what I did make the official. But Nick, I'd like you to start off, please.
Sure. Mets run line minus 1.5 at Cincinnati. Over 9 Minnesota Chicago. Colorado first 5 plus a half a run.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm making 3 plays official. I am not going to make official my Blue Jays team total over 4.5 because I am making the Blue Jays A's first 5 under 3.5 minus 115 official. Shout out to my guy CT Bays.
Yeah.
I also am not going to make official Cardinals team total over 4 at minus 105 because Kyle Wright, I guess, is good. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll regret it. I like Kyle Wright a lot, so I'm just not going to move on it. Officially, I am on those Minnesota Twins first 5 money line, Toronto, Oakland first 5 under 3.5 minus 115, and Seattle team total over 3.5 at plus 110. Get something off Manaea. Get something off Manaea. And though the Padres bullpen has performed well as of late, I do appreciate Bob Melvin's innovativeness. He put Nick Martinez back there. He's a long reliever now, which that fits him. That really fits him well.
Yeah, it works well for him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have in my head for Nick Martinez. That just perfectly fits in my head. So though they've been hitting well or pitching well in the bullpen, let's hope that bullpen implodes tonight. So team total over 3.5 plus 110 for me. CT Bays, by the way, on Mariners plus 165. So
there you go.
And we've got Cy Young, Justin Steele, by the way, just threw his 98th pitch. And of course, as I said, that he walks. I think that was Huang at the plate, Colton Huang. By the way, fun fact, I got Colton Huang's autograph back in the day. He might be 5'6", maybe.
Really?
Maybe. He's a small man. He is a small man, and I got all the respect in the world for him, especially because he got picked off in a World Series game to lose it against my Boston Red Sox. So that's what I really appreciate him for. And I appreciate you, Nick, for joining me as well, and everyone else that's watching on July 4th. As always, happy Independence Day to you guys. Nick, what are you about to get into? What's your July 4th include?
Oh, we got a little tri-tip going tonight on the grill with some corn and just kind of hanging out, watching some baseball.
How about yourself? That sounds like a very, very perfect July 4th. I don't know what I'm about to do. I'm about to go see Helga. Apparently, her father's made some fried chicken, and I can't say no to fried chicken. Who's to say? So I cannot wait. It's gonna be a fun night. It is 100% delicious. And plus, Nick, though everyone is excited about July 4th right now, tomorrow's a big day. You know what tomorrow is, Nick. Everyone knows what tomorrow is. Venezuelan Independence Day, July 5th. Let's fucking go. That's what people care about more. Say hey, everyone. Say hey to us on social media, at Jose Bouquett, at Nick C. Picks over there. Say hey to us, and we will respond. It'll be all great. Follow us. It'll be great. Fantastic. Support our sponsors, Dr. Squatch, UFC Strike. Go to their website as well. Sign up. You'll see theirs on our Twitter page. Everything is fantastic and lovely here in Say Hey Land, and we're going to keep it rolling. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.